Hello, everyone. Everyone
Everyone's
here?
here?
Where's the mic? Yeah. What is the mic?
There is a mic. Yes.
Make my mic.
Voice.
Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
everyone.
We're going to start the 24-hour meetup. I'd like to do first welcome for everyone here and also the people who follow us in the internet. So, initially, I'd like to say about our numbers. We have now 20,100 people in our meetup, 10,500 in LinkedIn as followers, and 12,800 LinkedIn in groups. So initially, we would like to do an acknowledgement of the country. K8SUG Australia respectfully acknowledges the traditional land of the Kulin national people. We pay our respect to their elders, past, present, and emerging. So initially, we're going to say to everyone to take a time to get the key code, or you can share some photos. You can put the best photos, please. Don't delete anything inside. Just that. Just wait a little bit to start. Yeah. Our agenda is already started and welcome introduction to our community. So we have two talks tonight. The first talk is the cloud security technology and methodology. Sandeep is going to do the talk. He is the security architect of K8SUG. Second topic is cloud native way to accessing secrets through Kubernetes. Baljeet is going to talk to us. He's founder and director of Zyg. Later on, you're going to have our traditional key sign and swag giveaway. And then we're going to finish our meeting with our open mic and group of photo. This open mic is an opportunity that you give to everyone here for those who look for a job or those companies that try to hire someone. It's one of our intentions to make our community together and grow it together. So our mission is we are very proud, passionate about Kubernetes technology. Our mission is to accelerate Kubernetes adoptions. We are learning from each other and sharing the best practice. Also, since the beginning of 2024, we are adopting AI. So if you have some project idea about AI, please talk to one of our members. We most welcome to support you. Oh. Come back. Come back. So I would like to say about our global footprint. So we started in 2022 in Singapore, and the newest group you create was September 2024 in Philippines. We are in total 20,128 members, which 8 groups inside countries. Yeah, now I would like to give you the word to Lanka to start speaking for us.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. So you guys like the blue jacket? I'm literally every time I'm wearing the blue jacket. Okay, thanks for joining us. So, have you guys registered for this event? Q8 Australia. It's the first ever event in Australia. So I made a suggestion to them, oh, you guys give us 20% discount code. That doesn't help. That's true. Not many people take it. But are you guys interested to join? If I can make them like a 50% off, do you guys join? I want to make a suggestion to CNCF. I already made a suggestion earlier, they don't listen. So now almost towards the end, we only got like a few more days to. So 1 week and 5 days. But let's say the trip is around 380. I put them, I'm not going to pay, so even 50%, I also need to think about it. But if 50%, are you guys interested? How many of you interested? Oh, that's good. At least, we have some people, if you guys are interested, send me a message. I will count how many people are interested. And then if we got like, maybe 10 people, we can get a suggestion. If we got 10 people, give us, maybe, 60% off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it 70.
Yeah, maybe 70, I will take it, it's real, So that's something, on top of my head, I always think how I can help it. So that's the big thing. Only together we can make that happen. If only myself, I'm going to talk to things, but they don't care. But if you go to 10 people, 20 people, 100 people, we can make that happen. Okay. So if you guys are interested, send me. You guys have my contact. I'm very active on LinkedIn. You should be able to find me. Okay. So which one? Actually, no. Oops. Yeah, this one. Let me go back a little bit. Actually, I'm having trouble to use the very magic the mouse. Let me see how I can move back. Oh, seriously. I don't know how to move back. Which one? The keyboard is not here. Maybe this one or no? Tiago, yeah, I'm actually, I'm a cube streamer. I don't know how to use the mouse.
Is that the yeah, this one?
No, go back a little bit.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Yeah. We got, I only list a few events, even not related to us also listed here. If you guys are interested, PVP, yeah, I know we are that, but I'm helping the community, remember, we don't care. If you guys want to join, why not? So this is Saturday. Yeah, I try to ask them to give us a deep discount, they don't. But this is what we are offering, so 2 people, $75. If you guys are interested, it's a 4-day event. And then Q&A, we'll talk about Q&A, and then the rest of the events. Anyone go to the API events? We got API, of course, you will come. Anyone pay $999 for this event? No way, I'm not going to pay. So I'm very happy. We are going to give away 5 tickets for tonight's attending. Okay. So this is, if you guys discover any other events, send to me. I will talk to them to make a suggestion. If I can make some, get some free tickets. They are actually pretty nice. They give us some tickets. I reserve some for our volunteers, and the rest we're giving away to our attendees. Yeah, the rest of the events are listed here from our other country or other city. So this is one API Days. It's relatively a big event in Australia. So they do global everywhere. Yeah, a lot of the places. This is a Cube Channel. Yeah, I was like talking every month, but this time it's new. Okay, I very much hate them. They're going to introduce something called Golden Cube Channel. Okay, which makes our life even harder. So that means, today, if you want to get the blue battery to carry the cubes from Chicago, you only need to complete a 5. But now, I don't know when, but they are going to be talking about, they already announced somewhere, at least internally. They say golden. If you want to get the golden cubes from the title, Here's a 5 additional exams. Oh, come on, I really hate them.
Getting a golden jacket or like?
There is no much other information shared yet. But the idea is they are going to keep pushing everybody spending money, okay, to do the exam. Looks like that's the case, okay? So if you ask me, frankly, I keep it as it is. So what's the point to spend, another, I don't know how much money. Anyway, just to share you this information. I think if you guys are still interested to get a blue jacket, that's relatively easy, only 5 exams, okay? Comparing to the so-called golden, that needs 10 exams. So did you guys know how many CUBE astronauts here in Australia? Actually, majority of them are in Melbourne. So we got a Rashis here. Who else? I know we got a few on the way, almost there. So like Tiago, Mark, yeah, all from our volunteering team, we're almost there to complete all 5 exams. If you look at the globally, they already have like close to 700 and from 80 countries in just 6 months. Okay, that's amazing. I think that this program is very much successful. I personally, I don't like the golden, instrument program. It's just pushing us too hard. Yeah, I want to promote this program. Yeah, it's free. It's enough. You got a 5, you got a good jacket. Pretty good. And if you look at the number 210, 210 in the whole APAC, my Indian people, my Indian friends are amazing. Wow, you got 10% off from India. But Australia, we are also doing good. Yeah. Also, thanks to our volunteers, like Rafi here. He actually donated his voucher to helping more people. So every CUBE astronaut can get 50% of code for their exams. So we do have some more 50% of code to give away to our attendees as well. So also, I tried to work with CNCF, or they don't like my idea. So initially they listened. Then they removed the CUBE astronaut bundle. Okay. So far this one doesn't work. So the only discount we have for the Kubernetes, the 40% off just expired. So they might introduce like every month and have some new promotion. So right now, unless you want to do it tonight or tomorrow, you should don't pay full price. I really hate, I spend more money to do the exams. So right now we have the same percentage discount here. And if you can wait, maybe in a few weeks, you should be able to get some really good discount. And for Code, that's the best loading platform for Kubernetes. So right now, last day, it's already been for 1 week promotion of the program, 63% off of the original price, which is very good. And I guess for my Indian friends actually, they are very lucky. They can get the 60% off, right? But their original price is a lot lower than us. Okay, just give you some idea. You guys know what to do. Oh. Okay. Do you guys do AWS certifications? Yeah. Do you guys know these are the 2 latest certifications? So Amazon is like a similar, like a CNCF. They want to keep putting people doing more and more certifications. Okay, it's already like a 17, 2 of them already phased out, and the 3 of these also phased out. Right now, 10 active, plus 2 beta exams. If you complete all of these, you should be able to get a good jacket. By the way, it's not free. Different than CNCF, you need to pay. And we are living in Australia, are very unlucky to order the super good jacket. It will cost me like $250 US. And that's crazy. By the way, this is jacket I'm wearing. I borrowed one of my friends. Okay. Just to show off. Okay. But you can walk around how to make it cheaper. If you order delivered to the UK, it costs like 122 pounds. US, the guys are a little bit cheaper, 120 to 170. it's a nice thing. I will get to this one. I asked my friend to, help me bring to US when I travel for the KubeCon North America. Okay, so join us to, get certified. But I really hate them keep introducing new programs, new exams. Okay. So if you guys want to follow us, here's a few ways you can follow us. Join us as a speaker, join us as a volunteer, or join us as a sponsor. So we don't need someone to sponsor us through the drinks, a little bit of financial support to allow us to continue. So like the Zoom charges, the Meetup pro charges, etc. Okay. So if your company or you find that your friends are willing to sponsor us, please let us know. Okay. By the way, tonight food actually it's from our previous sponsors. We keep some money to be able to pay. If one day I have to use my own pocket money to pay for the supporting the community, that doesn't work. Okay. So I appreciate it if you guys can help us to find more sponsors. What else? Yeah, follow us. So if you guys want to join us, remember the one event here with a 50% off or even more, send me message. You can send me by LinkedIn or maybe our Telegram group. So I can, or just after the event, you let me know. I will get all the details and I can make a suggestion to CNCF. Okay. So with that, thanks everybody for listening. And I hope it is useful to you guys. So tonight, the first topic, we're going to send it from ANZ Bank. He will talk about the real world experience, how the cloud security was being used at ANZ Bank. And then we will have the second topic from Zyg. But he will talk about the cloud network for accessing the secrets. Both of these are security related. Yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy tonight's session. So let me hand it over to Sandeep. Thanks everybody for joining us again. Okay.
Should be able to think without the mind. Even in the last First of all, thank you very much for this opportunity. For coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Thank you very much for this opportunity. This is my fourth or fifth meetup that I've come here, and since day one, I've been really excited about this meetup. I look forward to it every single time this happens in Melbourne. So thanks a lot for putting together. Thanks a lot to all the volunteers and your gang to that you brought this to Melbourne. And I look forward to it every single time. All right. So before I deep dive into this presentation, I would like to say thanks to Barry Anderson. It was like the main content and the skeleton of this presentation was devised and designed by him. I took a lot of content from his presentation. He just gave it away for free, and he was like, okay, don't worry about attribution. Just share the knowledge as much as I could. So I'm just paying this forward. I made some tweaks in line with some of the changes that has happened over a period of time. And that's my contribution to this. So what are we going to discuss today? Let's have a look. What we are going to look at is some of the unique security cloud challenges. All of us here are now working in organizations that are using or are trying to explore multiple clouds, right? And it comes with it with a set of challenges. Of course, it gives you a technological advantage, but at the same time, it comes with a set of challenges. The second thing we are going to discuss is some of the cutting edge security technologies. As marketing people like to use, every single technology that comes out is cutting edge. And we'll see what some of those technologies are, right? For me, my challenge with this presentation more than the cloud security was to scope this presentation, right? Because every single technology claims to be this shiny new technology that claims to solve all your cloud security challenge, right? So for me, how do I scope this presentation within 30 minutes? And the second challenge is how do I make it interesting, not too laborious and deeply technical, so that people who have done a hard day's work coming here in the evening are still able to follow and are still awake until by the end of this presentation. So that was the second challenge. So two main challenges. So in front of those two challenges, cloud security challenges looks much cute. But that being said, I will we'll have a look at some of those technologies and finally some of the risk assessment frameworks that you might be hearing from your audit teams and technology risk management teams, so on and so forth. In my line of work, I deal with engineers, I deal with audit, I deal with technologists, and I really love dealing with the business teams who always say that, you are the blockers, but we are not the blockers. You cannot have a car without the brakes. The way I like to look at it is that we allow and we let the car run faster. So better the brakes, the faster it will allow you to go, right? That's my job. Anyways, multi-cloud landscape. Let's have a look at some of the advantages. Why we need multi-cloud, right? And the first one is it gives you choices, it gives you flexibility, it allows you that you're not locked into one single vendor forever. If the need be, you can quickly switch over to another vendor in the right set of circumstances. It's not as quick as it should be, but yes, it gives you the options, right? Second is high availability and disaster recovery. If some of your workloads are running in cloud X, something goes down, fails over to another cloud, your work is still going on, your business is still operational. Cost optimization. Configured correctly, you can actually look at, okay, how much are you spending on your infrastructure, right? It allows you to give that granular level of control, but then I use the word if configured correctly. Enhanced security and compliance. Most of these cloud vendors, they have very good cloud native security. They give you enough level of configuration. So if the users of the cloud, those who are configuring, the engineers who are configuring the cloud are competent enough, like the ones sitting in this room, you will never go wrong. Scalability, you can quickly scale up and down. Innovation is the key, right? Nowadays, back in the day, when people didn't have access to highly scalable infrastructure, you needed to have deep pockets. Today, you don't need that anymore, right? You can create a new SaaS product with a small team in a very small period of time if it works. If the market feedback is, hey, you know what, this doesn't work, you can quickly change tack and create something new. Innovation. And of course, improve performance. Scaling up and down allows you to go faster. And if you still think you're slow, you can throw more hardware and computing power behind it. So some of the, no surprises there. These are some of the advantages of why you should have multiple clouds out there. But there are also some of the drawbacks, right? And what are some of the drawbacks? Complexity. As you bring more and more cloud vendors on board, big and small, right? Your complexity increases because now you have to manage more than one cloud, and for every single cloud, you have different services that you have enabled, and those different services might be catering to the same application, right? Across that cloud. And that's one of the biggest, and who is configuring what? Which service is calling which service? As you go along, as these complex applications build up, complexity increases. And that brings me to the next point, cost management. If you're not configuring your cloud correctly, if you're not keeping a tab on it, your cost can go out of hand like that. From my personal example, I had spun up a couple of virtual machines in AWS Cloud 2 or 3 months down the line, and I forgot to switch them off 2 or 3 months down the line. I received a $400 bill from my AWS. And I'm like, okay, I never used those machines. They were free tier. No, they're not free tier. You might want to go back and check. And I was like, before I know it. But because I wasn't looking at the bills, They came back with $400 bill and they terminated my account. So I now have to use different account to access AWS. So that's cost management at a personal level. On a company scale, hundreds and millions of dollars can get billed if you leave your cloud workloads running and you're not monitoring the cost. In fact, now in our organization, there is a specific domain dedicated just for this, just to keep a financial tab on financial aspect of cloud. Security and compliance, more the complexity and more blind spot it creates, right? And more blind spots it creates, the more security and compliance issue it leads to. You're not configuring things correctly. The clouds are not talking to each other in the way they are intended to, or there are interoperability issues, which in the next point I'm going to discuss. Security can go out of hand pretty quickly. Misconfigurations is, you look at OWASP top 10, misconfiguration is there, right? You look at cloud security vulnerabilities, misconfigurations, every single time is there. Infrastructure layer, application layer, and you know, across the database layer as well. Integration and interoperability. The way, for example, GCP IAM works is very different to the AWS IAM work, right? And for whatever reason, and for reasons understandable, when a cloud vendor creates a service, they might make it harder to work it with some other cloud, unless it's open source, right? And that puts me in a difficult position as a cloud consumer. If I enable this service, then it won't talk to the other cloud and vice versa, right? And that, again, going back to original point, it adds to complexity. Increased vendor sprawl. Now, one vendor comes in, they will do the cloud implementation in one cloud, another vendor comes in, does cloud implementation in another cloud. Problems appear, a third vendor will come saying, I'm going to solve problems across both the clouds. Now you have the third vendor, and all these three create more problems, or new features want to be enabled. You have fourth vendor. Before you know it, you have 100 vendors for just one application. And last but not least, talent and expertise requirements. It's not like it's very easy to find really talented, competent engineers who can configure cloud, and let alone multi-cloud, right? As you saw some of the numbers, we have only a handful of astronauts and K8 CubeStronaut. Sorry, it's a tongue twister. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, we have very few very highly competent engineers, and then the space with which you are increasing your cloud sprawl or cloud technologies is not, your talent is not keeping up. And then if you want to attract better talent, you obviously have to pay more for them, which is another problem, but that's a different set of challenge. That is an HR discussion. Okay. Three main cloud vendors out there, each known for their own different specialties. For example, AWS, you have a very wide variety of services. AWS, the reason is it was designed for e-commerce from the get-go. It was designed for consumer, and that's why you have AWS. Hundreds of different services catering to hundreds of different use cases and scenarios. You just have to spin up the service and it's easy to consume. Azure, wherever Microsoft is there, if it integrates with Microsoft suite of products, Microsoft has an advantage. Active Directory, for example, right? Or Azure, in some cases, OpenAI, artificial intelligence, Microsoft has a very good advantage in that space. GCP, excellent integration with Google services, and it works really well with Kubernetes as a technology, because originally it was designed and invented. Google had a lot of initial inputs in the original design of Kubernetes. That's why Google services work really well. So some of the Kubernetes workloads, even at ANZ, we tend to prefer Google Cloud. Of course, there are competitors on the horizon now with AKS and EKS and whatnot, but Google services this is our observation, and might be different, that tends to work good with Kubernetes workloads a lot better. So those are some of the advantages of each and every one of these guys. Now, what are some of the security challenges that we are looking at, right? diverse cloud platform, diversity of platform adds to complexity, right? I know how to configure, for example, I know how to configure log monitoring in Google, but I may not know how to monitor log monitoring in AWS and how to make these two guys talk to each other. Then comes Splunk, for example, and then, okay, we are going to collect everything in Splunk and we're going to analyze all the logs over there. All right, great, let's do that. So diversity of cloud platform adds to my cost and complexity. Shared responsibility model. My agreement with one cloud vendor might be completely different with another cloud vendor. I need to have armies of lawyers just to analyze those line by line, each and every agreement with who's going to be responsible for the data, who's going to be responsible for updating the underlying infrastructure, right? Who's going to be responsible for patching, right? We had a lot of fun with auto updates as well. So who's going to do that, right? In Kubernetes, auto update, but that's written in the contract. All right, they upgrade, patch done, application breaks. Whose responsibilities it is? Who's going to take the responsibility for downtime? All those clauses need to be baked in. Data sovereignty and compliance, that's another headache, right? Banks, they work across the region, right? Some of the services are global services, but what does that mean? Is the data going to be in Australian region? No, but the service is global. No, but what does that mean? Is the data going to be in a APAC region? Yes, then why is the service global? What does that mean? So you have the data sovereignty team, then you have lawyers, you have the tech teams, the vendor team, and me, all five of us having a lot of fun with that. Compliance, of course, comes with it, and cross-platform data breaches and inconsistent security policies. Again, going back to the original point. Now, for the sake of time, I will move on to the next slide, but I can give several examples across all these four categories, but then I'll run out of time. So let me move on to the cutting-edge security technologies that we are going to discuss, right? Now, times from the mainframe traditional network, from there we move to cloud, web. It has changed dramatically. The regulation has not kept up with it, right? And all these technologies have come up with in different hybrid combinations. And through that permutation and combination, these set of technologies have come up, right? You might have heard some of them, you might not have heard some of them. And my job in this presentation is to go through each and every one of these, explain what that is, so that someone says that, hey, you know what, we are going to bring in this CSPM product, at least we know what we are talking about. Because 6 to 9 months ago, I didn't know what I was talking about when we had a number of vendors coming to us saying that, hey, you know what, I'm going to bring in this shiny new CSPM product. All right, well, what does that mean? I don't know what CSPM means, or what does CWPP means, right? What exactly is your product going to do? I'm going to do X, Y, Z, all right. But then that's exactly what the CSPM guy said. So how is CSPM different from CWPP, right? So we were just playing around with all these acronyms, which didn't make any sense. So when I first met with Barry during the Cloud Security Summit earlier this year, that's when it was a light bulb moment. Okay, let's categorize all these, right? And these are not formal definitions, but at least when I'm leading a conversation with a vendor or with tech teams, at least I know what is this capability referring to, right? Let's have a look at each and every one of these. The new kid on the block is Zero Trust Architecture. How many of you have heard about Zero Trust Architecture? I'd like a proper show of hands. Let's see. Okay. Okay. How many of you have actually seen a Zero Trust Architecture being implemented? 2. Is it Beyond Corp? Beyond Corp at Google? Beyond Corp at Google, yes. Is this the Zero Trust Architecture outside of Beyond Corp? Beyond Corp is a Google implementation of publicly sort of unveiled implementation of Zero Trust Architecture in at Google. So we have seen only one person out of this who has seen one outside of Google, right? That is exactly what I was expecting. I think you're mentioning at NAP.
Yeah, so we got the, I mean, we would have inherited part of it, but got our own zero trust.
That's good because I wasn't aware of this, that NAB has implemented zero trust architecture, because we are still on that journey. Many banks are still on that journey.
Most people still on that.
On that journey, yes.
Yeah.
That's because zero trust, and this was one of the I was talking to the vendor in the US, and he was like, okay, we have cracked the code of zero trust architecture. I was like, okay, but what is it that your tool does? We implement this tool just solves all the zero trust problems. Okay, what exactly does that mean? How does your tool does network segregation? No. Okay, so how do we do zero trust architecture? Okay, does it handle authentication and authorization by itself? It does to some extent, but not fully. Okay, so how do you implement zero trust then? Right, so all those questions, you will have people throwing at you zero trust architecture left, right, and center. Suddenly it becomes an industry buzzword, and every single vendor you will see, they would have updated their website with zero trust architecture. Case in point, how many people now see artificial intelligence across every single vendor, right? Suddenly everyone has become artificial intelligence company, and I was like, okay, where were you all these days? I was waiting for you. Right? Okay. So zero trust at the end of the day is nothing but never trust, always verify, right? So if I am going to access internally or externally, there's no concept of internal or external perimeter anymore with zero trust, right? It's a set of technologies that comes together with a philosophy that every single time you're trying to access a resource, or a machine tries to access a resource or another machine, it has to go through authorization and authentication process, which basically sounds to me like a nightmare and a big maze of massive authorization and authentication infrastructure, right? Maybe I should buy shares in those companies who are going to ride that bandwagon, right? Assume breach. We always assume that, yes, you are breached, and every single person trying to access must prove what exactly is it. They must prove that they do have authorization to access that resource and apply least privilege access. CISSP 101, we all know, right? Even without zero trust, we're possibly doing that, right? We are implementing zero trust. We can only access this small part of building, access least privilege. In a way, we are implementing zero trust, right? So again, zero trust is not a tool. It's a method, it's a set of technologies that basically is going to enable any machine or an individual join from anywhere, but they know for a fact that this machine is going, or this person is indeed authorized to access the resource. So that's zero trust for you. It is applicable to both cloud as well as on-premise, depending on the way you see it, or hybrid. All right, that's zero trust. Next is CASB, Cloud Access Security Broker, right? I am on-prem, or I am on corp network. I want to access, or my customers want to access resources in cloud, applications in cloud, data in cloud. There's going to be a layer between the two, between the users and the resources, or the data, or the functions, whatever you try to do. And that layer is called CASB, Cloud Access Security Broker. It checks, okay, this person is trying to access so-and-so resource, coming from the right place. Does it have access to this particular data? If the answer is yes, you get the access to that particular resource. Now you have a number of vendors out there who claim to do CASB, and these are all old established ones: Netscope, Palo Alto Networks, NextGen CASB. You have Microsoft Defender for cloud apps. Again, this is where Microsoft has tremendous advantage on it. ForcePoint adds risk assessment and real-time activity monitoring. So this is an added benefit if someone is accessing some resource, you're also monitoring it in real time, which I can do anyways. Sky-high security CASB by McAfee. That is another CASB tool, which is basically one of their products that they redesigned and say, okay, now this is sitting between cloud and you. This is a CASB product. Then, all right, thank you very much. So that's CASB for you. Next is SASE, S-A-S-E. This is pronounced as SASE. SASE, S-A-S-E, SASE. Secure Access Service Edge. All right. Now, what this does for you? Secure Access Service Edge is, let me see if I can recollect. You have, if you combine proxy, WAF, next-gen firewall, and I'll explain what next-gen firewall is, DLP, and network termination in a set of machines, and put that in cloud, that becomes SASE, Secure Access Services. It was an oversimplified version. Every single technology over here can have a presentation of its own, but that's an oversimplified view of SASE. By next-gen firewall, I mean, it will do things like malware scanning for you, right? Or look at attack signatures, which is a WAF capability, right? Or it will does adaptive or location-based IP address monitoring for you, all those sort of things, right? But all these technologies clubbed together gets you SASE. Now, it could be a set of technologies, it could be one machine running multiple softwares, whichever way you want to slice and dice it, want to implement you, it's up to you. That's SASE for you. We have quite a few renowned vendors, Cloudflare being one, Fortinet, Citrix or Citrix, Cisco, Cato Networks, Barracuda, and the new entrant, I shouldn't say new because these guys have been around for ages, Akamai. Akamai is entering SASE space as well. I was actually on an Akamai's business leaders breakfast a couple of months ago, and they two products that they unveiled. One was API security, which is quite mature, and the second one was their SASE capabilities that they have enhanced. And I think they are very uniquely positioned because they are the content developer network, arguably for 60% of the internet, pretty much. So they're in a very good position. Next, my two favorite ones, CSPM/CWPP. I'll walk you through the two. CSPM, Cloud Security Posture Monitoring, and Cloud Workload Protection Platform. Yes, I got that right. I just keep forgetting about the full form of each and every one of them. What these do, for example, you want to implement a cloud service or a set of cloud services or an application enabled by a set of cloud services, they must be PCI DSS compliant. All right, so what do? You configure all those settings in a CSPM tool, you apply that to your cloud services, that's your cloud security posture management. But then it also adds that element of monitoring component to it. At that point, it will hand it over to cloud workload protection, which is your runtime protection, right? Someone changes that, someone's being naughty, they go in and they change the setting outside of the defined posture. CWP would go, no, can't do it, and will stop the change in its tracks. Number one, if there is an active attack happening or a vulnerability discovered, CWPP captures it, it's going to stop it in the tracks as well, right? That's CWPP. So these two work hand in hand. Now, there is a term that you might have heard, CNAP. How many of you have heard CNAP? CNAP, you've heard CNAP, yes. One person in the room in the audience of around 42, 32. CNAP. CNAP is again a combination of CSPM, CWPP with some more capabilities, but again, it's an app protection. That's that. Now, you can see a number of vendors that are offering this capability. You should also take a look at the CNCF landscape.io. If you Google that, there are a number of configuration. So there is a category of products under configuration, and under configuration, there is a small category called security and compliance. You will see a lot of CSPM products over there. Something I checked today actually, because I just wanted to tie today's presentation in line with today's theme. Otherwise, I'd just be speaking generically about cloud, which is boring. Anyways, all these companies are out there claiming to be CSPM, which is good. The company that I like the most is Wiz, W-I-Z. You might have heard of Wiz. Recently, Google tried to acquire it for $23 billion. They said no, because they think that it could be much bigger, which I think they're going to be much bigger as well, because I talked to so many architects and engineers inside and outside, and most people are really struggling with their cloud security monitoring and posture management. And they just don't have any idea of how to do that, just because of the sheer scale of the problem. So Wiz is an Orca. You might have heard of Orca. Orca is also quite a Orca, Prisma, Checkpoint CloudGuard is a lesser known, so is CrowdStrike, Trend Micro. Oh, still there, is it? Trend Micro, okay. Trend Micro, but yes, Trend Micro is still trying to keep up with the changing landscape. So you got CSPM and CWPP for you. Next one is DSPM, which is a flavor of CSPM, but more focused towards data in general, right? So you got, if today you have 300-400 applications out there in the cloud across 3 different clouds, how do you know which data resides where, right? Because when I'm doing due diligence in my organization, sometimes, and for old legacy applications where the teams have changed, people, technology, process have changed, for me, it's very hard to find who owns this data in the first place, let alone finding out what that data contains, right? The bank is like, what, 30, 40 years? Maybe more years of old, and people have changed. DSPM tools claim to find that data for you. It will do data discovery for you. It'll identify where it is. It'll identify ownership if it was defined, and it will suggest ways to improve that data security. So encryption, tokenization, another CISSP 101 techniques, right? All those, but that is DSPM. There is a security.ai, that company that gives the artificial intelligence flavor to it and claims to solve that problem for you, right? I haven't tested it. Maybe it is, who knows? They use artificial intelligence, right? So they can't go wrong. We've got Big ID, Flow Security, Varonis platform. So this list is living and breathing. So it might be that 3 years down the line, some of these incumbents might not even be there, and you have other new vendors. So how can you possibly do this? How can you go about it? I think this slide is more like a back to basics sort of thing. Risk profiling. Always profile your always profile your application. What is it that you're protecting, right? What does this application do? Are you clear about who's going to access this application? Then recently, so I'm recently came out of SubSA training as well. So some of the overhang from SubSA training is still there in my brain. So they were like, the whole training was nothing but back to basics at the end of the day. That's it. What is your requirement, right? What are you trying to protect? Technology comes much later, right? Similarly, proactive measures, you need to do regular audits. Red teaming is the key. I think we at ANZ have had some real insights after our multiple red teaming exercises. So red teaming is a must, I would say, especially in your cloud environments. So if you're not, I'm sure most of the banks are doing red teaming, but any organization, just do red teaming. It is surprising the kind of insights it brings out. I used to be in red teaming myself, but then I left that space and moved into architecture. Continuous monitoring, incident response planning, and disaster recovery and business continuity, is the ignored middle child of the security, which came to the fore after the CrowdStrike thing happened. So it has suddenly come up at the top of the list. So these are some of the things that you could do proactively, irrespective of technologies. This is the most techy slide, the strategic frameworks. NIST, ISO, CIS controls, COBIT, ITIL, and MITRE. These are some of the frameworks that you can use. In fact, I like MITRE attack framework a lot because I use it for my threat modeling purpose. It has some of the real cloud-related flavor as well to it. So I use MITRE myself. CIS control is great. COBIT is ISO, not so much, but I think NIST and COBIT are quite popular in ANZ. Sorry, not in ANZ. In banking sector in general, I'm seeing that a lot. So I think, and most of the tools and cloud native tools are kind of in line and offer you NIST profiles out of the box as well. So it's quite important if we have a good handle on that. I think that's the conclusion, is like, it's not about juggling multiple platforms, but it's all about, looking at the basics, doing the right things, and making sure what is it that you're talking about? What this set of technology going to do for me at the end of the day? Thank you. Do we have time for questions?
Yes.
We have? Oh, awesome.
Anyone would like to do the questions now?
Yes, please.
So you have the slide of your back to basics, and you missed one of the basics.
Okay.
You talked about it.
Mhm.
You talked about threat modeling. Do you want to explain for everyone where you put threat modeling in back to basics?
Let's see, this one. This one, I think. Yes. Breach and attack simulation generally, or if we are planning or designing a new system, or we are assessing, let's say a classic example is that when we are moving our cloud, our on-prem workloads into cloud, one of the things that we do is threat modeling is one of the things that we definitely do. And if you look at, and I'm not being not speaking as a mouthpiece of a given vendor, but when I look at Wiz, for example, it will allow you to do some of those threat simulations as well. But then again, are we doing it for every workload? The answer is no. Should we do it for every workload? The answer is yes. So we have security architects from different backgrounds, right? I love to do I love to do attack simulations and threat modeling. But sometimes because of commercial pressures, you're not able to do it properly. So what we do is, at least I do is, I look at the key assets that this application is going to process, and at least at a bare minimum, look at what could go wrong with these assets. And do we have bare minimum controls over there? That's the best I could do. And thanks for pointing that out. I think I will add that. So thanks for that feedback. Thank you.
Any other question?
Yeah, I mean, I'm around here, so if you have any questions later, you can come on.
Yeah,
and ask.
I think simply because it was a little bit late after the meeting.
Yep.
And
Thank you.
Cool. Hello. Hey, it's working. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Great job there, Sandeep. I mean, I think you set up bar too high. I will probably keep it low, to be honest. Long day. I guess everybody wants to go home here or something like that. So I'm here to talk about just Kubernetes stuff, right? And I just wanted to take this as an opportunity to go through one of the real world example we went and implemented for one of the customers. And I think that started coming in a lot. And I thought I'd probably just come here and talk about it. And thank you, Tiago, for helping me sorting this out. So this agenda, we're going to talk about the problem, what the problem we are going to deal with. What is the enterprise challenge, right? Why does it affect them? The product, how we can use that product, how we can meet, how that product basically helps us meet the challenge. A short demo, I hope it works. It was working 10 minutes back, but we'll try our best. A little bit of myself. I'm Baljeet. I'm a founder and director at Zyg. I've been in this industry for 17 plus years now, worked with quite a bit of organization, including travel, dev tools, banking, investment banks, and all. I'm a very avid open source contributor, zero trust practitioner, I would say. Sandeep, don't shoot me for this. But when I say practitioner, it's intentional because I agree with Sandeep over here. I haven't seen a single company yet to go and implement zero trust end to end. I don't think it's possible. It has to be intentional. It has to go through its journey, but I haven't seen a company to reach there yet. But hopefully we will one day. Cool. Let's jump in. Not so secret. This is basically just describe the pod, and just on that particular pod, on the secret, and just on that, it just gives me password and the username, which I stored over there. A single Unix command can help you expose what your real credentials are. And that's your security architect's term, is internal threat actors. In a single minute, anyone can actually get this and start spinning up some Bitcoin mining within your infrastructure. Right. What the current scenario looks like. At this point, secrets in Kubernetes are just base64 encoded. Now, you can actually go and implement encryption on top of your etcd, but then it opens up another wormhole. Like, you now have to figure out where to store that encryption key, how to rotate it, how to make sure etcd is backed up, and all those kind of fancy stuff, right? Base64 is not encryption. That's one thing I'm still amazed that people think that I have a secret which is encrypted. But Base64 is an encoding mechanism. It's not an encryption mechanism. And of course, a simple etcd compromise can lead you expose all your secrets, your key to kingdom, to anyone who got hand on that. Managing secrets has tremendous operational challenges. You are talking about rotating secrets because everybody wants to be compliant. Everybody wants to be, protect their data, but it's easier said than done. And then you lead about the manual updates and think about multiple namespaces, multiple Kubernetes cluster, multiple hundreds, sometimes thousands of pods. And when you go and start doing it, even with some kind of automation in place, you will end up with inconsistency and downtime within your environment. What the real risk is? The real risk is like you now have insufficient access controls across your Kubernetes cluster or the applications which are hosted on Kubernetes cluster. You straight away fail to meet the security regulations. People from banking sector here, CPS 230, you're going to fail it right away if you're not keeping it safe. And then you have a secret sprawl. Now you're talking about multiple Kubernetes cluster across cloud, on-prem, wherever, multiple namespaces, different app holders, all the application owners are keeping their own secrets and all those kind of stuff. For a security engineer, it's the nightmare. If somebody even Git Guardian come in and say, oh yeah, one of your API keys or one of your secret is leaked over somewhere or as a part of a YAML file somewhere, it's gonna take a while for security engineer to go figure out where it actually exists. And that's the truth. So we recently got invited by one of the enterprise, and they have the similar challenge, right? The scenario is mostly around handling the sensitive data across multiple microservices. So there are applications which are hosted on Google Cloud. There are applications which are hosted on-prem. And then Azure managed to sell them Office 365 with free Azure datasets. So they started using AKS as well as like, okay, oh my God, now I have a secure secret management problem where I need to figure out how to manage these secrets. I want to do this with minimal downtime because that's why I used Kubernetes. Otherwise, I could have just done it on VM, right? I want to stay compliant with industry regulations. So this is like a real time. We just finished this a month back. That's quite an interesting challenge when you look at that with the enterprise scale. I'm biased here. Some people know about it, but it works. That's it. They already have HashiCorp Vault in place, but they just don't have the capability to implement or just have the architectural guidance around how to go and implement that with Kubernetes. Just a primer for somebody who do not know what Vault is. It's identity-based security secrets management tool, which handles secrets management, both static and dynamic. Credentials for database, Kubernetes, certificates, PKI, your cloud KMS keys, KMAP, encryption and ADP kind of stuff. I haven't put it over there. Used by a lot of organizations right now. So how does Vault help? Or if I'm going too fast, just let me know. But I just want to get to the demo thing, I think. So how does Vault solve this problem? There are three ways how HashiCorp Vault provides this solution, right? The one is your agent injector, which is nothing but mutating admission webhook, which will end up having Vault agent as a sidecar to your pod. Your CSI drivers as basically mount your secrets as volume to your pods. And then your operator, which is syncs the secrets to just directly to the Kubernetes secrets, right? I'm gonna go on this one. I'll go through these first one very, very quickly. So how Vault Agent Injector works is that it basically spin up a sidecar along with your application pod. And that agent sidecar will basically go and ask, keep on polling secrets from the vault, external vault or wherever it is hosted, and keep that secret updated within the pod. It can be environment variable, it can be a volume, it can be on the file or wherever you're saving it. CSI, I don't think I have a slide for that, but it's the same thing. So it basically mount the secrets. It fetches the secret from Vault, mounted as a volume to your Kubernetes. But there is a problem in this. Now think about how many of these pods are out there. So if you're an organization which are sitting on like 5,000 pods, then you have 5,000 sidecars sitting on them. And now you have the resource problem. So because this is going to use resource, right? You're going to have to provision the resources for that. And you have to, most importantly, have to change the application logic, because your applications probably won't be configured to consume these secrets. They are configured to consume secrets directly from the Kubernetes secrets API, right? So now you have to go into the journey of, first of all, make sure you have enough resources to host this environment. And the second thing is go ahead and update all these application logic. That's not gonna work. Oh, well, in most of the cases, it doesn't work with the enterprise scale. So that's why we use the secrets operator. Sorry about these arrows. I don't know why they look like this, but Through the secrets operator, you have one single vault operator running on your cluster, which keeps on polling the secrets from the vault. It will go and update all these secrets or keep these secrets updated across your Kubernetes secret API or the storage, and your pod will just consume it. So essentially, the benefit of this is that now you do not have to maintain all the injectors. Now you do not have to provision all those resources. Now you do not have to update your application logic to go and consume the secrets in a different way. Your application remains the same. You just have one operator which can actually go and serve the secrets across the whole cluster, regardless of the number of namespaces out there.
Sorry, can I ask a quick question for you?
Mhm.
Move to the next slide. So I see the point of using single vault operator. So like what will happen if you have like a multi-tenant cluster? Right, you usually have like, let's say 10 different Kubernetes namespaces, and you actually what you call onboard each of the service account which is in this the Kubernetes namespace to the vault where you don't want the secrets of one application running in one Kubernetes namespace to be accessed from the other applications. How does that work?
Yeah, that's a good question. There are multiple ways operator handles that. So one of them is either you want to have the segregation of all these secrets across your namespaces. Then you probably might end up having one operator throughout the namespace, and that namespace may be hosting multiple applications. That's one thing. But the better way of doing this is that it uses something called your persistent cache, right? So you can actually encrypt all those secrets. So your single vault operator can host these secrets or provide these secrets to all the namespaces. But you are worried about that now you're exposing the secret. You are not, because you can enable the persistent cache, which will be encrypted and will only be known to the operator. And that operator will then go and know where to update these secrets right away. Does that answer your question?
You're talking about a single vault operator, right?
Yeah.
The same vault operator.
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah,
to
you can, so
encrypt secrets for all the tenancies in a given cluster. Is that
within the cluster, yes. Yeah.
So within the cluster.
Yeah, cluster can have multiple namespaces, right?
Yeah, so I'm talking about like having multi-tenancies within the one single cluster. So will that work?
Yeah, it will work that way as well, because it's how it is designed, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, what are the other benefits apart from just serving the secrets? So it does help with the seamless integration, because you don't have to change a lot. They provide a Helm chart through which you can just deploy it in one single go, and then it starts integrating with your Kubernetes secrets storage. It helps with automated secret rotation. So that helps you with the compliance, right? And I'll show that in a demo in a second. I think one of the most important thing over here is your pod reload strategies. It comes with that. So now that your secrets is updated, now you're worried about like, okay, how do my pods consume this? I have 5,000 pods. How are they going to consume these secrets, right? They're going to go and restart themselves or what, right? So they handle it really, really well, where you basically end up with, I won't say zero, but a very, very minimal downtime. And of course, the operational overhead, this is all automated, and we'll see that in a second, apart from the setup initially, of course. And it helps bring down the operator time, and you don't have to worry about the secrets. All right, let's do that. Cool. How do I do this? Are you guys able to hear me okay? All right, okay. This is my Kubernetes cluster. There are a few things which I have pre-deployed just for the sake of time. I have a vault running over here already. As you can see, it's not running. Let's make it run. Sorry. Yes, if I know how to. Does it work? Okay. So now our vault is running. The pod is up and running. I'll zoom this one in as well. I have a Postgres deploy over here. It's a Postgres DB, simple one, nothing in there, but I just deployed it so that I can show the dynamic secret rotation with that. Right? How do I do that? So how does Vault do that actually? So we have what they call a database secret engine configured for our Postgres. It just takes where your Postgres cluster is. That's in our local cluster. There are allowed roles, and I come to that in a second, what the roles are. And it's using a plugin that basically comes along with the wall. What role looks like? The role basically contains three important things, or actually four important things. The first thing is the creation statement. So whenever you go into Postgres, if you want to create a new user ID or a secret or an account or whatever it is, you basically in Postgres world, we call it role. There is a command which runs in the backend. So it's a simple command: create role with login, password, and then you have expiration, and you give all the privileges. Don't do this in production. I just did it over here for now. Our credential type is password. That's what I want. My DB name is DemoDB, which is my PostgreSQL name. And here I have set the max TTL as 1 minute. I want my credentials to be changed every 1 minute. All right. And once it reaches the 1 minute mark, it should go and revoke that secret. That secret should not exist anymore. Right. And that's what we want to achieve. So now when our secrets operator or Vault is putting these secrets on the Kubernetes, even if it is encoded, that secret is no longer valid after 1 minute. It just keeps on rotating. So it helps you with that particular security posture. Right? Cool. Let's see here. Actually, before going there, I'll just bring this up. Should I zoom this? The main thing to see is a few things. One is your secret. Where is this going to store the secret? So we have the path, destination path. This is your path in which is on the Kubernetes. This is the path which your operator will go in Vault to go and fetch that secret or ask for that particular secret. The mount is DemoDB. So if you remember here, this is the configuration, which is the DemoDB, which we have put in here, right? So now you have a mount. Where will it go and access the secret? What's the destination is going to be? And what is our rollout, the restart strategy is going to be for the deployment, right? This is your Vault secrets operator. So it comes with the Helm chart already, but essentially this is the values file which is being consumed. Very simple. It just says that where my Vault sits, it's on my local Kubernetes cluster. And this is the persistent cache. So here, if you see, we have used the transit secret engine. So why we need the persistent cache? Now, think about in this perspective, right? You have hundreds and thousands of pods right now consuming secrets. What if your single operator goes down? right? Something bad happened. The host went bad or whatever happened, right? So what will happen? Even if you try to bring this up, the first thing operator will do is it will go and fetch the new secret by default. Right now I put 1 minute, nobody puts 1 minute for now, but it basically goes and say it loses all the history of those secrets and it starts fetching the new secret from the vault. That essentially means the secrets across all your cluster, the whole cluster will start rotating in one go. And that brings in the downtime. So what we want to do is we want to have that persistent cache so that even if it goes down, the operator goes down, it comes back up, it goes and accesses that cache using the encryption key, which is also stored in Vault, is there. We don't have to provide that. It will use that, decrypt that, and it already have the current status of what are the secret statuses, when is the next rotation coming in, and when I go and pull these things together. And then what's next? Our app. So basically, this is a deployment file, simple Nginx app. There's nothing in it, but essentially what's in there is we are consuming the secrets as an environment variable, right? And that secret is directly coming from our secrets sitting in the Kubernetes, right? Right, and I think I covered this one, I guess. Cool. So let's go here, back here. Now, let's see what's the secret. Which namespace is this? Oops. So if you see here, this is our secret, which we created, the VSO demo DB, right? And this is being shared, sitting in our, coming from Vault. It has a password coming in, username, and whatnot, and all those kind of stuff, right? So now let's see what's happening to our pods over there. You'll see the pods are restarting over here. Why it is restarting? The reason they are restarting is the secret got rotated within the Vault. So Vault pushed the new secrets to the Kubernetes and said that you need to go and just restart yourself or consume these updated secrets. The interesting thing is, you will see there's already a deployment mechanism which is being used so that at least one pod is always up and running at this point. So for example, if you take this, I don't know how to do this in a simple way, but if 963 is the last of the username, let's go and see after this rotation. Your username and password both have changed. And now your application is up and running with updated pods, updated secrets. So that way, you can actually scale it out. You have one single point, which is your vault, where you can actually configure the secret. You know where the secret exists. You know where your audit logs are. You know where all the compliance and the scanning mechanisms are. And now you don't have to worry about what's sitting in the Kubernetes because you know that secret is not going to be valid in next 1 minute or 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever that threshold looks like. So this basically help us implement where customer do not have to update a single line of code in their application pods. They are all consumed and they are compliant. They don't have to go through another challenge which comes with Vault is like not everybody wants to understand Vault, right? They said like I am here to write a YAML file to go and do the deployment. I don't want to learn what Vault does and how it works and all those kind of stuff, right? Just tell me where the secrets are, I'm gonna go and consume it. So that learning cycle Few people in the team, they can go through it, or they will go through it. But when you're looking at the enterprise scale where you have like 100, 2,000 engineers, you can't expect to go through that education for all of them. So that means this thing needs to sit with the security team, and that security team will take care of rest of the stuff. Cool. I think, yeah, that's pretty much it from my side. Is there any Lord of the Rings fan over here? Oh yeah, that's good. So that's what Gandalf says when he gave the ring to Frodo, that you need to keep it safe and you need to keep it secret, otherwise you're gonna get caught. Thank you very much, everyone. Any questions?
Yeah, just one question. So you said you seek saving secrets into ecosystem cache. Can you use the that single wall to I'll just start with one of the use cases right now. So what we do is that we have a sidecar and we use a sidecar to kind of like save the secrets inside a container.
Yep.
And we have command which would secrets for
Yep.
the same amount of data. So typically it would be using the secrets as the amount of variables, which works well as well. And you use the same kind of use case with someone else.
For the environment variables?
Yeah, so you define as a amount of variable inside that data.
You can now. Actually, I think what was the latest release happened? 17 version. I don't know. Check it out.
Well,
Yeah, Vault's one. And I think they released that particular thing for the support of these environment variables with this particular operator as well. Agent can already do that,
Yeah.
but they can use that with operator as well.
so we also use an init, like a wall init as well. That will actually define the environment variable upfront.
So-
So the container will not miss out trying to throw some errors in there.
Yeah, no, no, you don't have to do it. So essentially, that basically will taken care by the vault itself, the operator itself. Sorry. Yeah, that's right.
And it's all sort of the encryption.
Yeah. So I'm encrypted is by default, right? That's why I said like, well, you can not live with encryption. If you don't enable that transit secret like what I did right now here, you can live without that. But then you have the risk that if your operator goes down, then you lose all that data with it.
Any other question? Oh.
Oh my God.
Pardon.
Nah. Go on.
You said the TCO is 1 minute. Obviously, that's quite overkill.
Yeah.
For like most production.
That's right. Yeah.
What's the considerations you bring into mind when you go what an appropriate TCO is depending on the point?
Yeah. It depends. So for this one, this was I won't take a name, but this was a company which is under APRA regulations, and then they have this stringent thing to go and rotate this every 30 days. They chose 7 days. So I think it depends upon how flexible your application is or architected is, because not all applications can hold these kind of rotations very cleanly. Sometimes there are applications which are built in a way where they are actually. So I remember there was one customer who was fetching the encryption key from Vault, and then using that encryption key, they were actually encrypting the data which they are putting on CDN. Now they have this challenge where encryption key, the pod which was there was saving the encryption key in the memory. So it gets killed, you lose that, right? And then in the back end, if you got unlucky, in the back end, if Vault rotated that encryption key, your data is gone. Good luck with that. You can't unencrypt that data. So they of course they didn't went with that way. So they made sure that encryption key stays there forever. Right. So it depends upon like application to application, use case to use case. I just put 1 minute so that I can show the rotation, but yeah, don't do that. It as much as like Kubernetes is good with rolling restart and all those deployments, it doesn't guarantee the zero downtime. There are a lot of other things which goes on in the back end, especially when you're dealing with some of the stickiness around the cache and all those kind of stuff, which is coming with it. When the application, you need to be thoughtful around those things.
Also, to summarize, regulations determining what the TCL would look like,
Right.
and also the application architecture. And
Yeah.
how we can-
Yeah. That's right. And as I said, like, the truth is mainframe still exists. And it's not gonna go away till the time we are here, to be honest. So, and you can build as many wrappers around mainframe and say, this is now my containerized application. It's not. It's just your wrapper, which is probably just brokering the calls to your mainframe. That's pretty much it. But mainframe is not built to handle these kind of rotations that quickly. So you need to think this through and not just blindly go around it. For this one, it was easier because their workload was, most of their workload was already in GCP. And then some of them, which was on the on-prem, they was a mainframe as well, and that was not part of it. We can't do it. Let's just be honest with ourselves on that. Cool. Hope that answers. Yeah. Any other question? No. All right. Thanks, us.
Okay. More people, 16. Seventeen, 18. How many? 20 plus? Yeah, let's go. Everyone's on? Okay, let's go. Start first. Yeah. Let's do that. Focus on maintaining security configurations and ensuring compliance in cloud environment. It also identify and correct misconfigurations to prevent data breach. That's not that bad. Done. So let's see here. Oh, 41%. Make right choice. So next question. Just 8 questions, people. Let's do that. What is a common cloud native method to provide a Kubernetes secret to running pod? Let's do 9, 8. Wow, yeah. 60%, 60%. That's quite good, to be honest. Next one. Third. Which Kubernetes resource is specifically designed to store and manage sensitive information like password, token, and keys? Honestly, a little bit change. Yeah. Oh, cool. Next one. What is the primary purpose of CASAP? Good. 7 to 8 out there. Quite good. Next question. Yeah, the following components, networking and security, into one cloud service to make connecting to the internet and accessing apps safe and efficient. I'll give some hint. No? So hard, so hard. I can see it, I can see it, I can see it. Oh, look at the first one's rush and keep. Yeah, it's. What are Kubernetes operators? Exam question. Yeah, keep it good. This one. Which of the following continuously scan and analysis where sensitive data is stored? How it's used and how has access to it, ensuring it's protect and complies with rules and regulators. Cool. I'll just change it here as CloudCasa. Who's CloudCasa? He's cheating. Benefits of using HashiCorp Vault operating for Kubernetes secrets. Injection benefits includes but stop. Oh, cool. But stop it again. I think it's for the end of the case. Let's see. Yeah, but start is the first one. This sheet. Oh, CloudCasa again. No? Oh.
Would you delete the board?
Oh, the first one is bus stop. Who is bus stop? Come here. What is the gift? Please. What's the first gift coming in?
Yeah.
Well, you can choose the prize that we have.
What's the price? then?
Yeah, I can show again what is the
forgot.
price. Yeah, let's show.
All of it. Thank you.
So yeah, we have this price today. 50%. Oh, cool. Can I take a picture? Yeah. Just take. Ooh, thank you.
Smart voice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but take your details and share it here. So okay, let's go back to Couch Tab. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay.
Who is net sheet? Oh, sorry for the pronunciation.
Cool.
Second one, wow. That's a very unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the picture.
Congratulations.
Here we go. Yeah.
CloudCasa.
I wrote down the question.
Okay.
Okay, accept that.
How did it come the first? Okay, so the next one.
As a K8S.
Yeah, it's
Number 4 here. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What are you going to choose for yourself?
I'm gonna go for the API data. API ticket. Yeah. Cool.
They're all pretty costly.
Someone is control that? No.
Yeah.
Venuta.
He left?
He left, he lost.
He left?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Sorry for.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Sorry, Venuta. Andrew J. Yeah.
Congratulations. Any idea? How can I decide the cloud access?
Cool. Yeah, 6 months full cloud access. Can I take a picture?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
AG
is online maybe?
AG online.
Is online? Yeah.
Can I
Online, we
AG?
only have the cloud access. If you are in Melbourne, we can give you more. But send your details in the chat with the team support, okay? AG, if you are still there.
Send something, if not, you're going to lose. So yeah, Harry. Who is Harry? Oh, you, Harry. Yeah, Harry, yeah. He's one of our member. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Choose what you want.
Swag.
Really? Oh, okay.
Do you like a book? Yeah. Kubernetes best practice.
Jacket.
That one is not free.
Yeah.
Kubernetes best practice.
Nice.
All right. Congratulations.
I'll borrow it once you.
Next one is a new rush. Oh.
And it should be talking API.
Yeah,
Protocol, okay.
beautiful. Yeah. Daily, Daily. Dale. Yeah. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah, maybe switch to the.
Yeah, what do you like?
Yeah, this is the last one. Yeah, yeah. we have-
Let's talk about, yeah, let's talk, yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah. Help us to promote and link it in later on. When it's okay, that's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Horich,
Hit.
Horit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, congratulations, friend. Oh, what do you like to have? Swag? Okay. Take care, he's going to give you another book.
Always surprised what we have.
Look at no, we don't have the book. Oh, I have the one book. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Better.
If you guys don't mind, yeah, please help us to promote via social media, okay? So hopefully we can get some more and more swags. You know, good.
Which one the next one? Hold on. Rosh, RH. RH, I'm sorry. Next time I do a course about pronunciation name.
Yeah, right.
What do you like? What do you like?
I don't do it yet.
API.
Okay.
You don't like my technique. You already have it.
Sohyul. Yeah, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, that's it. We have maybe more 3 or 2.
I think
Three.
I can't remember.
I believe it.
I prefer things.
Yeah, we have more 2 API days tickets. Yeah,
Yeah,
API day tickets and
I think you have
yeah, protocol
API.
already gone.
We still have one
Yeah.
50% off and
Two.
maybe 2.
Yes.
I
API.
always get the 50% off. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool, yeah.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
Obviously.
CK, that's the most popular one. Yeah, 70,000 people already.
Thank you.
Thanks. Let's go. You talk about.
Baljeet. Oh, Baljeet.
Yeah.
Baljeet.
Have the free tickets for API days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. See you there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then,
We're gonna one more then.
yeah.
Right.
Ray.
Ray.
Hey, Ray.
Ray. Who is Ray? Ray? Ray is not here anymore.
Yeah, maybe not yet.
Uh,
Ray is online? Sorry, Ray, if you are in Melbourne, you can have the ticket. Reply now. Reply 1 if you have the Melbourne or not. But he's in Melbourne? Ray, yeah, because we only have a swag now that it is for the event, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can deliver the tickets, yes. He will come to the PDAs? Okay, so sorry, Ray.
Alright, so next time.
Okay,
time.
Sunny.
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 Yeah. Sunny.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
Yes.
You want to do the certificate?
No, we don't have more certificate.
Oh, no.
I just have the
Yeah,
payments.
That's the event for 16, 17.
Yes,
Okay.
$900 now. Good to know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it now.
That's it.
Is the
Yeah.
open mic?
It's open mic now?
Yes.
So now it's the open mic. Who would like to, who is looking for a job or offer a job is at the moment? Someone? Yeah. While you people come here to talk, you can do some feedback about the meeting from today.
I have a open mic.
Just gonna start it at the start.
You can
Let me open the mic. I'm also looking for new opportunities. I'm data architect, data engineer. If someone have an opportunity, I would be happy to talk about. So just make other people feel more encouraged to talk, you know?
Yeah, my open mic is to promote our next event is the hands-on workshop on carpenter.
It's
and
created.
Yeah, I'm helping to do this. So yeah, it's gonna be 23 of October. We are being sponsored by NAB, so Hatch is also part on this. And if you want to have more hands-on experience on this Kubernetes universe, you are more than welcome. Okay, thank you.
Is a practical one?
Yeah, it's a practical one. You need to have a laptop, access to internet.
Is it
And
full day?
if possible, no, not a full day. It's only about 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. Will be 23 of October from 5:30. Yeah,
Amazing, I can go.
yeah. Do you find this event in the Meetup page? And we will keep publishing about it. So that's it. I will not talk much more about it.
Someone would like to talk? Yep, come please.
Everyone, my name is Shobit and I'm an IT graduate from Deakin University. I graduated last year and just want to introduce myself and I'm looking for opportunities right now. And in my experience, I do have experience working as a web developer, as a cloud engineer, and a field support technician during my study period. And at the moment, I'm studying for my solutions architect exam. And if you guys have any opportunities for me, please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. And I do have my cards with you, and I would love to share my card with you, every one of you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, sure. Please.
And that's it. I think.
I think it's done. Someone would like to talk?
This was the open mic.
Open mic's closing. 1, 2, 3, done.
Done. Yeah,
Yeah.
the mic is closed. Okay, yeah, let's go for the group photo. Yeah,
Yeah, please
photo,
now
please.
the group photo. Everyone
For the
here.
group photo. Just come to the front here. Have a little more space.
Yeah, no, I didn't hold my microphone.
Thank you. On the